They gathered in grand halls. Certain humans were too primitive to understand their language, too weak to even matter. They spoke freely of strategies to erase us, cold, clinical, confident. But what they didn't know was that one of us was already there, sitting silently among them, listening to every word. And humans never forget what they hear. The chamber of the Galactic Council was vast, carved from black stone that had endured 1,000 years of war and conquest. Its ceiling arched high like the vault of a cathedral, with light refracting through crystalline panels that cast pale blue shadows across rows of seats. Representatives of dozens of species sat in their gilded thrones, their eyes, tendrils, or multifaceted gazes fixed on the speaker's dais. It was here that civilizations decided the fate of worlds. And tonight, the agenda was simple: eradication. At the center of the chamber, a towering alien with skin like molten bronze raised his clawed hands for silence. His voice thundered, deep and resonant. The matter before us is clear. Humanity, these fragile bipeds, have expanded too quickly, too recklessly. They defy every expectation, survive every war, and yet they lack the discipline of older races. If left unchecked, they will spread like wildfire. I say we crush them before the flames consume the stars. A ripple of approval surged through the chamber. An insectoid delegate clicked its mandibles together, voice buzzing. Yes, humans adapt too fast. They are chaos given flesh. They must be contained, terminated, before they corrupt the order we have built. The words carried across the chamber, but in the third row, among a cluster of less noticed aides and scholars, a figure shifted slightly in their seat. To anyone watching, he appeared ordinary enough, dressed in the flowing robes of an archivist from a minor world, head bowed, hands folded on the table before him. But behind his calm demeanor, his heart was hammering in his chest. He was human. His name was Daniel Reeve, intelligence officer of Earth's fledgling federation. Months ago, he had been smuggled into this place, hidden under a web of false identities and translation software. No one suspected. To the Council, humans were still too new to even comprehend their politics. That ignorance had been his shield. Now it became his weapon. From his seat, Daniel watched as alien after alien stood to declare strategies for humanity's extermination. A reptilian warlord unfurled a holographic map of Earth's colonies, pointing with a taloned finger. Strike here. Their supply routes are exposed. Their fleets are scattered. One decisive blow will shatter their spirit. Another, a crystalline entity shimmering within a light, spoke with chilling certainty. It is not their fleets we must break, it is their will. Humans are sentimental. Destroy their homeworld, and their hearts will follow. They will collapse in grief. Daniel's jaw tightened, but he kept his face still, his breathing even. They thought they understood humans. They thought sentiment was weakness. They thought fear would shatter resolve. And that mistake would cost them everything. Hours passed, each speech sharpening the blade against humanity's throat. Daniel memorized every word, every plan, every weakness the Council revealed in their overconfidence. His mind recorded it all: routes of invasion, timelines, weapon signatures. They believed they were alone, speaking freely of genocide. But humanity was listening. Finally, the bronze-skinned speaker raised his claws once more. Then it is settled. Within one cycle, the fleets will gather. Humanity will burn, and their name will be forgotten. Applause, alien voices screeching, clicking, rumbling in dark harmony. But in that cacophony, Daniel allowed himself the faintest smile. They would not be forgotten. Not now. That night, hidden in the shadowed corridors of the Council's archives, Daniel activated the microtransmitter embedded in his wrist. A faint green light blinked to life. This is Reeve. Message begins. His voice was low, steady, but inside, fury burned hot. They mean to strike within one cycle. They mean to wipe us out. I have their plans, their fleets, their weapons, everything. Prepare Earth. Prepare the colonies. They think we are weak. Let them come. We will show them what humanity does when threatened. The transmission raced across subspace, unseen and unheard by the alien sentries that passed by, their eyes blind to the human among them. Daniel closed his robes, extinguished the light, and walked calmly back into the Council chamber. When morning came, he would return to his role as the silent archivist, listening, watching, waiting. And when the fleets of the galaxy descended upon humanity, they would not find prey. They would find predators. Weeks later, the war began. The first fleets struck Mars and Titan simultaneously, expecting quick victories. Plasma storms lit the void, alien dreadnoughts blotting out the stars. But instead of panic, they found resistance. Human ships, outnumbered, outgunned, fought with impossible ferocity. They turned asteroid fields into minefields, turned moons into hidden fortresses. Every trap, every ambush, prepared with knowledge stolen from the Council's own arrogance. On Europa, when crystalline shock troops breached the ice domes, they were met not with surrender, but with humans wielding weapons forged from their own shattered armor. On Ceres, when reptilian warlords thought to enslave the miners, they found tunnels collapsing around them, detonations triggered by hands that refused to yield. And across the battlefields, one truth became clear: humans did not break. They adapted. They endured. They made every loss into fuel for vengeance. In the council chamber, the bronze-skinned leader slammed his claws against the dais, voice rising in panic. Impossible. They should have fallen. They should be ashes. But the reports told the truth. Human fleets had countered every strategy. Human resistance was not crumbling, it was spreading. Colonies that were meant to be conquered had become bastions of war. And the council realized, too late, that one of their own meetings had betrayed them. In the shadows of the chamber, Daniel Reeve listened again, this time to their fear. They had measured humanity's fragility, but not their fury. They had spoken of erasing humans, but it was their empires now teetering on the edge of erasure. And as the council turned on one another, voices raised in panic and blame, Daniel allowed himself a silent vow. Remember this, he thought. You spoke of our extinction, but it is your fear that will echo across the stars. Humanity doesn't forget, and we never forgive. Outside, in the void, human ships burned like fire through the darkness, proof that fragility is only an illusion, and that even the oldest empires trembled when humanity chose to fight.